Evening, everyone. This is the Pmbc meeting for October 13th, 2021. We will start the meeting with the warrant. I will bring that up in a minute. Apparently I'm not sharing my screen right now. We have actually two warrants tonight. One is let's see. This is a combination warrant with the school department. How do I enlarge this? At any rate, the Pmbc portion is Pmbc portion is $3,200. And the school department portion is $7,750. So this is for door replacement at Shaker Lane, I believe, and
Russell Street.
I'm sorry, Russell Street. And do I have a motion to approve this Pmbc portion of the work?
If I could, I'd like to ask a question about the invoice.
Yep.
I'm not familiar with this particular job, but the invoice says remove and replace 3 doors, fire rated, blah blah blah, and then the quantity listed is 6 doors, and I'm just wondering where that discrepancy comes from.
Well, it is 6 doors.
Okay, so maybe,
but that's a good question. Place 6. So
Trying to remember if those were if some were replaced and some were reused or reinforced.
I believe they were all new doors. This
Yeah,
is
all new doors, and I think they did them. Did they have to do them at different times, if I remember?
You're right, Finland.
That they didn't have the doors in stock. So it may have been the last 3.
So at any rate, the so to answer your question, Bartlett, I don't have a good response.
Okay.
But this was approved by Steve Mark at the school department. So the Pmbc portion is $3,200, and
yep.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the invoice from New England School Services.
Okay, Tamlin makes a motion. Bob Romley's seconds. We'll do a roll call vote. Bob
Romley, yes.
Tamlin.
Tamlin Rossius, yes.
Bartlett.
Bartlett Harvey, yes.
Rich. I don't know what happened to Rich. And then Brian was on here. I don't know what happened to Brian.
Yep, I'm here, Steve. Brian Pasquale,
Okay.
yes. Yep.
Okay, motion carries. Oh, Steve Moore, yes, motion carries. Then we have another warrant here. So, can you see that?
No.
No.
There we go. Can you see that?
Nope.
Nice try.
Oh, I gotta hit share.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So this is the main warrant. The first item is a refrigerator for the library from Amazon, $1,999.82. Second is Amazon under-counter fridge, $949.99 for the library. CBA Consulting, for the police station, construction phase services, $4,180. And then the waterproofing company for the the police department for the work done through June, $245,860 for a total of $252,989.81.
I got a question on it, Steve.
Go ahead.
We have a appliance store in town here. Why are we buying stuff from Amazon?
You have to talk to, that's a good question. You have to go through, talk to Sam Alvarez. He's the one that ordered these items.
No, I had the same question.
I believe when we were trying to order them, this is Mark, that we couldn't actually get the stuff through the appliance store, but I'm not positive. There's, with all of the delivery backlogs and things, but I can check that out.
You know, I have, when we wanted a smaller refrigerator, I went to Hunter years ago and they couldn't accommodate us. So, you know, we did go elsewhere because I like to buy locally, and maybe this is kind of the same situation.
Need a motion, Steve?
Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the warrant for $252,989.81.
So Bob Romley makes a motion. Who seconds?
Bartlett will second it.
Okay, roll call vote. Bob,
Bob Romley, yes.
Tamlin,
Emmeline Rossius, yes.
Bartlett,
Bartlett Harvey, yes.
Brian.
Brian Pasquale, yes.
Is Rich still on or not? No. Steve Moore, yes. Motion carries. Thanks very much. So we'll go back to the agenda. See if I can share this again. Can you see the agenda?
Yes. Got to
Okay.
move it up. There you go.
Okay, so library update. Brian?
Sure. Thanks, Steve. I was out there today where they are wrapping up completion of punch lists. So I'll be working with the architect and the consulting engineers to come out to perform their back punch to make sure that work has been done per the specifications. I was there when they dropped off the grinding machine in order to resurface some of the lobby as well as the lower lobby, and also got confirmation that material has been delivered to the warehouse for capital carpet in order to lay the new VCT in the lobbies. We're kind of threading the needle with the delivery of our shelving. We have the shelving truck is going to be delivered on Monday, and we've engaged with the moving company to begin at the towards the end of next week to begin removing some of the books off the shelves and do the breaking down of the shelving that's going to be salvaged. They'll then bring that over to the new facility to where Tucker Libraries will be the installer of the existing shelving as well. So I had a good talk with the foreman from the flooring company to make sure what we can and cannot walk on, and for lead times for curing on the glue that we have with the VCT.
So Brian, are we removing the wood base?
We are not. So I spoke with the foreman about that as well, and I told him that he needs to be, super careful. We're paying a premium for this. He completely understood. He was going to go over it with his mechanic, as well as we have a lead carpenter foreman from Commodore on site. I made sure that if any protection needs to be put up, then it's on him to do so.
Okay, good.
So I feel pretty confident about that, and I told that to Commodore. Been working with Sam Alvarez as well. He sent out a mass email today regarding his operations, and his facility will be down for 2 weeks while the moving company takes down the inventory to bring it over to the new facility. And also was working with Nancy Glencross, setting up some of the tech equipment as well as getting the fax line up where the printer is going to be at the circulation desk. So there's been some minor tweaks regarding some electrical work at the circ desk. as well as the missing fixtures have now been installed. We have some remaining AV that's being installed. But at this point, we're wrapping up punch list and we'll have the designer out to confirm.
Any questions? So, Brian, do we have a revised opening date for the library?
Good question. And I think that's a two-part question. I know Mark and Sam, Sam wants to be operating back up and operating as soon as possible. As for a open house or a grand opening, I don't believe that date has been set. And I don't want to speak for the trustees on that one.
Understood. Okay.
I believe the plan is to be open, have the staff be in the building on November 1st with an opening on November 2nd. And then we're going to do like a grand opening ceremony on like the 5th or 6th.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, rats. I'm going to be out of town.
That's why we planned that.
I know. I don't blame you.
I did have one other update too, in talking with Mark. We're trying to put the solar package out to bid, and unfortunately the engineers and LELD have not finished their homework yet on getting some of the information that they needed. I'm hoping that's wrapped up tomorrow or Friday, and therefore we're putting in the central register come next week.
And how are we doing on the, like a broken record here, on the
plan, the maintenance plan?
Yeah.
So the overall, the project O&M manuals are being put together and being printed and will be uploaded to the town's central link. And I spoke with the commissioning agent today about putting together what the difference is between those O&M manuals and also kind of a systems plan for the building. I know that Joe Layden's also putting together an RFP. He's looking for serial numbers. I will have all that information for him this week.
Yeah, preventive maintenance plan, as you know, includes a list of all the equipment, the interval at which, various maintenance activities occur. That's what we're looking for. It's not really not what they gave us a proposal for.
No, I think he was a little confused. What he does have left on the commissioning side, though, is that he's waiting for temperatures to drop, a considerable amount, probably in the month of November. He'll come out and do some of the heating mode testing. Therefore, his entire commissioning will be complete at that point, and he can put together his contractual commissioning report.
So doesn't the commissioning agent need to do two shoulder periods, like the spring and the fall?
Yeah, he was able to perform all of in the cooling mode at this point, and now he thinks in the next couple weeks he'll be able to perform that shoulder into heating mode, and to get the commissioning that he needs it. And then there's also the year warranty, and he will do a walkthrough at a certain date throughout that warranty it's probably the next shoulder season in the spring.
Brian, are we going to video things like we did in the fire station when they do their go over all the equipment stuff?
Yeah, and we did, and we videoed it much better than we did at the fire station. So this was actually we used the services of LCTV for one of the trainings, and the other subs are on the hook for providing their own training. So they actually hired a cameraman, not just a guy with dirty fingers using his iPhone to record the training. So that will be part of the closeout documents.
Okay. Anything else on library?
Yeah, Brian, whatever happened with the concrete? Pieces?
So the civil engineer was late to getting out there to creating his punch list. That has been submitted, and it was put in the contractor's court to provide some feedback on that. Once I get that feedback, I will send it to the engineer, and then I'll send it to Pmbc as well as to what the remedies are going to be for this.
Okay. If there's any pushback, then all we need to do is just test the concrete. We can do a Swiss hammer test or something.
Okay. Yeah, you'd be open to that. We do have our testing firm still under budget right now. If we think that a hammer test or you know, a core would perform, you know, would get us some answers, we can do that.
Yeah, I prefer a core, but yeah, I don't think we have the strength concrete that we need to have there.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else on library? Okay, moving over to police station. Brian?
Yeah, I gave a quick update earlier before we started, but at the police station, the waterproofing company, myself and CBI, we met on site last week, and Bob, we went up on the roof. We did an inspection of the roof cap that's been installed, as well as the membrane and some of the patching that had been done on that membrane. Everything seemed to look good. We had a few items that we wanted to put on their punch list that's being issued this week. That also is for other exterior facade things, such as the caulking, Steve, that you had sent to me. There was some issues on some washdown areas on the elevations that need to be done. So they don't have a lot of work left on the outside, but there is some punch list for them to do, and they're aware of it. On the interior, they had the wood dropped off for our trim work last week. They brought it into the garage to get it acclimated. And with the chief's permission, they were able to get in there today to begin taking off the trim of all the windows on the interior. We went over the game plan last week that they were going to demo all of the trim at once. And then that would give us the opportunity to go in and inspect some of the windows, as we wanted to make sure there wasn't any rot or mold that was being covered by existing trim. Once we get the okay from the designer, then the waterproofing company will go in, perform their installation, the flashing that is due on the inside of the windows, and then install the trim in kind as it was before. They anticipate that taking about a week. So we have a couple more visits out there to make sure that their punch list is being completed, that the windows are being completed, and then we'll be recommending their requisitions after that. So.
Do we have a mitigation plan for rot or mold if we encounter it?
Yeah, we went over some preliminary stuff with Arno and the chief in the field. If it's something that they think can be mitigated with sanding, or if they're not sure what it is, Arno is going to provide us kind of a mitigation plan for it. And if there are any other questions, if they come across something that was not seen during our walkthrough there, to give us the heads up so that we can get out there to take a look at it.
Okay.
Brian, you said that they demoed everything today? Everything is done?
Unfortunately, I didn't get there today, but the chief called me this afternoon and told me that they were just about done, and he was was going out for some business, and said that they had almost complete.
So, are we going to get a look at the windows before they start putting stuff up?
Yeah, that's the plan. So the next 2 days is for Arno and I to get out there to take a look at the windows.
Right.
Yeah, they're not going to cover anything up yet.
Okay, that would be my concern, that they start covering stuff before we even get a chance to look at it.
Exactly. I wanted to make that pretty clear with them, that their schedule needed to take into account that we're not going to be out there the second they're done. You need to give us a day or two to get out and inspect the windows. So
Bob, do you have any time tomorrow you and I could catch up and go out and take a look?
In the afternoon, I could do it, Steve. I got somebody coming tomorrow to clean my burner, so I got to be here.
Okay. Why don't we catch up tomorrow? You and I can go out. I'm jammed up on Friday, but we can go out for PMBC and take a look.
I could meet you there like 1 o'clock.
I think that works. Yeah.
Okay, I'll meet you there at 1.
And
Okay.
feel free to call or text me too. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get back in time, but I'll be in the city and be making my way back. So let me know when you're in the area. Maybe I can swing through.
Okay. So do we have a schedule for all the activities remaining? I know that their completion date is, I think, December 3rd.
Correct. So what I don't have yet is the remobilization for the sealants on the exterior. The foreman that was out there last week, he was going to let us know. It's kind of two different crews that they've got going on right now. So the interior carpenters, we have their schedule.
Right.
But I'll reach out to the waterproofing company to, what's their plan for wrapping up and washing down and putting a bow on this.
Good. Okay.
Brian, are they gonna do all their cutting and stuff outside or in the garage? Do we have an idea? on
The
that?
chief gave them a location in the garage. So, whatever they do and whatever mess they make, they need to clean that up as well.
Oh, I understood they were gonna cut it in the chief's office.
At least start there.
Steve and Brian and Bob, when you go there tomorrow to take a look at the water barrier, make sure that the water barrier crosses the gap between the masonry and the outer masonry and interior masonry, so that the space behind the veneer brick is isolated from the wood.
Correct.
And you want to make sure that that's isolated all the way around.
Yep.
Bottom, top, sides, and that ensures that the wood itself will not be exposed to the space behind the brick. That space is a wet environment,
Right.
and you can't put anything in there that mold could grow on. So that's got to be totally sealed.
Yep.
Now, when they put in the flashings up above, I imagine they did not or were not able to seal the joint between the outer brick, the outer white, and the inner masonry walls. So that might just take a good look there to make sure that there are no gaps. And that the thing is, we don't want that interstitial space behind the masonry to be in contact with the wood itself, the area where the wood passes through that wall.
Yep. In complete agreement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rich, you and I went out on Sunday, walked around the building, and you reiterated that to me, and we'll take a look at that tomorrow.
And the caulking looked good, Brian, but they missed 2 spots in the front, masonry spots. How could they do that?
Well, they
Can we
missed
get
a
the
lot of
machine in?
spots.
Yeah. So their excuse to me was that they couldn't reach certain areas with the lift they had, and they didn't have the ladder. They didn't have the ladders that they need. So they had some sealant on construction joints on the exterior, and so they knew where the areas were, and they were going to come back and take care of them.
On the punch list.
Yep.
And they put the backer rod before they caulk.
Yep. And the other thing they're doing is that since we're not removing the windows now, they're gouging out all the existing sealant around the perimeter of the windows and reinstalling.
Perfect.
Yep.
Right.
Perfect. Great. Sounds like a good job. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else on police? Okay, moving over to Houghton. Rich, you want to give us an update?
Oh yeah, I finally got another price in. The guy from Neshoba Boiler Works sent me a price yesterday. Today's Wednesday. Yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to talk it over with him. But it looks like he now has the right scope of work. So it'll be by the time we meet again, I'll have a recommendation.
Okay, so right now you have 2 prices, one from Neshoba and one from the company that did the vaults in the town hall.
Commercial, is it commercial air? Commercial air. It's a company from Waltham did the vault, did the work, and he's done work in town hall before. Very good workmanship.
Yep, great company. Yep.
Yeah. But now we're looking at trying to create a archival atmosphere inside that building where the temperature and humidity will remain constant throughout the year. And to do that, we have a different environment in the basement than we do up on the main floor, and so we have to treat both differently. Yeah.
So you're gonna have two systems, one for the basement and one for the upstairs, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Rich, I believe Carolyn was kind of hot to get this moving where the weather's going to be changing. So do we have a period where you get this approved and get it going?
Yeah, both companies are ready to install as soon as we pull the trigger.
I think Carolyn's got a question for you too.
Yeah, Carolyn, is she here?
She's on the screen. She got her
She
hand
is.
up.
Oh, she's muted. That's it.
Here she goes.
Yes.
There you are, Carolyn. Hi.
Okay, great. No, I just, thanks, Bob, for bringing that up. That was kind of what I wanted to say is, the days are getting colder and that building holds the cold in. We've got, third graders coming in, which we're not going to get it installed before then, but in order to remain open, we're going to need to get this moving. I'm assuming it's going to take a while for them to get parts and stuff. So I'm hoping that, it's not going to take too much longer after we do pull the trigger.
No, it won't. The whole install should take less than a week, probably 4 days. And are you saying that the existing heating system does not work?
Well, I don't know. We've been told a couple things that we were actually going to call Neshoba Boiler and find out whether we could turn it on again, but we were under the impression that we shouldn't use it. So I'll have to double check.
Yeah, that should work fine. It was the AC side of that was rotted out.
Right.
Okay, so the heating element should be okay?
Oh yeah. It didn't appear that there was anything wrong with the heating side of it. And the pumps, there's 4 pumps in that, 4 motors. And the two motors that work on the heating side were old and basically close to the end of their life. That's why we're replacing the system.
Right.
But they're still functioning.
Okay.
Rich, are the quotes pretty much the same that we can push this along a little faster?
No, I wish they were. And that's the problem. When Neshoba originally gave me a quote, I gave him a whole explanation of what we were looking for, and he came back with a replacement of the boiler. That's it. It was like he didn't even read the paper. And when I walked him through the thing, he said, "Oh, that's what you want to do. Oh, now I understand." So I don't know. And then I tried to get your guy, and he couldn't. He says he's not doing installations. He's just doing servicing. And even if he did do installations, he might do it, but this would be too big for him because he's so busy. And so I tried the other company, place called Gray Boys out of Bedford, and I tried them and I sent them stuff and I talked to people on the phone, and no answer, not even a response. And so I called, and last time I tried to reach out to them, it seems their internet is down. So I don't even know if they're in business
Rich,
anymore.
we're basically down to 2 vendors, and you have prices from both of them, and you can give us a recommendation when.
The next time we meet, is it 2 weeks from now?
Can we do that sooner than that?
Probably. We could do it probably next week.
I mean, can you reach out to the historic commission and say these are the 2 proposals we have? I make a recommendation. We move with one of them. Carolyn, when's your next meeting?
We're not meeting until like the beginning of November, but we'll meet anytime. I mean, we want to get this going, and we want to definitely,
All right.
look them over before any decisions are made.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Then,
So Rich, we don't need to wait until our next meeting. Just get the
All right.
information over to Carolyn, and they'll make a determination.
I
Yeah,
should have them
Because remember, we're not a town organization, so we don't have to post meetings and things like that. So we're a little more flexible.
Yeah, I should have both of them de-scope in a couple of days. So probably early next week, I'll be able to give you a call, Carolyn.
Okay, let me know and we'll meet.
Okay, yeah.
That'd be great. Okay, moving on to Littleton High School roof update. Brian, do you have anything?
So Steve, I just have, Adam set us up with that proposal, from Nault Architects out of Worcester
Yep.
to do this design work. Prior to speaking with him, we talked about doing an RFP for design services, but where that proposal was, in the grand scheme of things, relatively short money, $15,000. I would think that would be under the threshold for a public bid. But that's just, I guess that's a question on my end. Is that something we can just move forward with on the design and then put the actual construction out to bid, or even being at 15,000, do we have to put that out?
I
For a
think
public-
the
Got the 50,000.
threshold is 25, isn't it, Rich?
Yeah, threshold's 25 now.
Yeah, so we could move forward with 15.
So 25 or 50?
I thought it was 25, but I think it's still,
I
yeah,
think for professional services is different than construction.
Okay.
let's see.
So I'm fairly sure that 15 is under the threshold. I know it would be for, state entity that I work for. I just wasn't sure about if the town had any different.
No, we're all mass.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So with that being said, then we can, I can touch base with Nault Architects and hopefully get them started, on putting a design package together. And the only thing, I'll just make sure that we have an open spec, no particular roofing manufacturer or anything like that. And they'll work on developing the details.
Do we have to get a contract from them, Steve?
We would certainly have to put them under contract. Yeah.
Yep. So I have a proposal, that I can pass along. Who in the town office would be best to give that to get the contract started?
Joe Layden,
Sure,
Okay.
and he'll probably pass it over to Jenny Merrill, who's our
Okay.
town council.
All right. I'll touch base with Nault and, run through their proposal with them and make sure there's no edits that need to be made, and then pass it on to Joe.
Steve, do we need a motion on that to give Brian the authority to go ahead and do it?
I don't know, but it's a good idea. So do we have a motion?
I guess I'll make the motion to proceed with, Nault Architects proposal in the total of $15,000 for design services for the, high school roof.
Brian makes the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it, Bob Romley.
Bob Bromley seconds. Roll call vote. Bob,
Bob Romley, yes.
Temlin,
She's muted.
Timlin Rassius, yes.
Bartlett,
Bartlett Harvey, yes.
Rich,
And Richard Crowley is a yes too.
and Mike.
Mike Scuduto, yes.
And Steve Moore, yes. It's unanimous. Thanks for the vote. Anything else on Littleton High School? Okay, time for the much anticipated member input.
Steve, the
Bob,
minutes?
anything?
The minutes?
Oh, correct. We skipped over the meeting minutes, the special meeting for September 29th. Any comments, or is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the minutes from the special meeting on September 29th.
Tamlin makes the motion. Is there a second?
Bob Romley will second it.
Okay, roll call vote. Bob,
Bob Romley, yes.
Tamlin,
Timlin Rassius, yes.
Bartlett,
Bartlett Harvey, yes.
Rich,
And Richard Crowley is a yes as well.
Mike,
Mike Scuduto, yes.
and Brian.
Brian Pasquale, yes.
Oh, and Steve Moore, yes. Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Bob, for reminding me about that. Any other member input? Bob,
I'm all set, Steve.
Timlin,
I'm all set also.
Bartlett,
Bartlett, I'm all set.
Rich,
I'm good.
Mike,
All set. Thanks.
Brian,
All set. Thanks, Steve.
and Steve Moore, no input. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Steve, one question before we go, and I think Kirby's still in his, is he all set with his equipment down at the police station for this work that's being done now?
Yeah, I pulled that gear out last Friday. There was only one camera by that window, and unless they need to I need to take down the bracket that's by the window. I should be all set.
All right,
So
thank you.
I'm hopeful I don't have to take anything else down. But thank you very much for asking, Bob.
Thank you, Kurt.
No problem.
Okay, anything else?
Motion to
Going
adjourn.
once, going twice. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Bob
Bob Romley.
Romley makes a motion. Is there a second?
Bartlett will second.
Okay, roll call vote. Bob,
Bob Romley, yes.
Timlin,
Simulin Rossius, yes.
Bartlett,
Bartlett, yes.
Rich.
Yes, and Richard say yes as well.
Mike
Mike Scuduto, yes.
and Brian.
Brian Pasquale, yes.
Okay, and Steve Moore, yes. Well, thanks for your attendance. Really appreciate it. We'll see you at the next meeting and have a great evening.